Welcome back to Lunatic Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Lori Lothian, and today we're going to talk about the week ahead from my table's moving from February 7th at 7 days, from both the astrology perspective as well as the tarot called LeNormand Tarot with my sister, Cindy Lee of Blind Faith Reading. So I'm just waiting for her to pop into the Zoom room. And while I do, I'm just going to pause our recording. So stay tuned. So anyway, here's Cindy Lee of Blind Faith Readings, my sister, who does LeNormand Tarot. And we're going to talk again, as I said, about the week ahead. And I think Cindy's going to go first with her spread, and then I'm going to follow up with the exciting news this week of a triple conjunction with Ops, Jupiter, and Venus on February 11th. Really rare, guys. Super exciting if you really want a dose of some happy ending after a time of hardship. But I haven't consulted with her reading, so I'm not sure what she's come up with. Okay, Cindy, I'm going to share your images that you sent me for the reading today.
Okay,
with the camera. And I am just locating it in my downloads box. So give me a sec. There we go. And it was supposed to share, but it didn't seem to, but we'll get it up. There we go. Here we have a very wobbly table. Here we have a spread from Cindy Lee of Blind Faith Readings. And welcome to the show, Cindy, that we're doing every week now during the rest of until eternity. So go ahead and talk about the week ahead, February 7th to the 14th.
Okay, hi everybody. This is Cindy from Blind Faith Readings, and I'm doing the week ahead, like Lori said, from February 7th to the 14th, and I use the LeNormand divination system, and I always use follow up with maybe a tarot or an oracle card. So for this week, I drew 6 cards of LeNormand for the week ahead, which you'll see two rows of 3 on the right. Now, nothing's been intentionally placed. It's all just drawn intuitively. So you'll see on the very top left, the first card is called the mask. The second one is the tree. The third is the moon. The fourth below is the mountain. And then we have the well, which is the wishing well. And then we have the fish, which is abundance. So first glance at the spread, I see what I feel about this whole week is it's dealing with a lot of the element of water, with emotions and intuition and your subconscious. We have the water card with the well, of course. We have the fish, which is water, and we have the moon, which is your intuition, your subconscious. So I think this week is really telling you to take some time and to look within yourself, and because I think there is an opportunity coming this week, but I think you have to maybe get some emotions in order to be able to reap the rewards of this opportunity. So the mask and the tree and the moon, I feel like maybe you feel like you have to put on a false front for somebody, maybe in your life, in a relationship or a friendship, or even to yourself. Are you not being true to what you really want and what you desire, what your goals are, what your needs are? And that could be causing that blockage this week. Showing up at the mountain is that, in order to get further this week, you really have to deal with what you really want into your intuition. And I also feel like there might be some deep-rooted fears and needs that are in your subconscious that you might not even be aware of. Maybe they're deeply rooted, so much so that you can't see them right now. So look within yourself and spend some quiet. I think the key here is spend some time, even in the quiet, even out in nature, getting in touch with nature, getting good sleep patterns. I think this week is important. And I think that once you get this emotional baggage in order, I think that you will get past this blockage that could be holding you up this week. And once you get past that emotional obstacle this week, emotional challenges, you will have the chance with the well there. That I think that you will have a chance to, come from a very centered space and reset your goals, reset your wishes, reset your desires, your needs, But I always like to think of the well as you throw a penny in the well and you say a wish. But people, I think, sometimes forget that the well water rises in a bucket. So I think that this week, the key here is the abundance is going to come up from the well, up from the waters. And the well's asking you to look deep within the water, deep within the well, to see your reflection, to see your thoughts reflected back to you. I don't think you're seeing them clearly. And this tells me a few times with the mask, the well, the moon. And the moon is also about your reputation. Now, the final card on the bottom is the fish, and that's about abundance. So the whole week ends in abundance. It starts with maybe having to put on a false facade, maybe even to yourself that you're not aware of. You're maybe even in denial that you're not even aware of that. Maybe this is what you want. This is all you want. This is all you need. But maybe you need more, and you're not seeing it. And it ends in abundance. And what I like about how this card ends is that it's read in combinations. The fish under the moon. Like I said, the moon is about your reputation. It's about your reputation rising because the moon rises, and it's also about what face are you putting on to the world with the moon, like the face in the moon, the man in the moon, the face. So what face are you putting on? And that also ties back to the first card, which is the mask. Again, are you putting on a mask? Are you putting on a false front? But once you get past this obstacle and deal with these emotions and get in touch with what you really need and want, and maybe some deep-rooted fears, it'll end in an opportunity that will bring abundance, not only financially. I think it's going to be, it's going to help your reputation in your career to rise. And it's also telling me as well that I think maybe you need to pay attention to your health this week, both emotional health as well as your physical health. Listen to your body. Maybe your body needs nourishment of some kind that you're not aware of. You got to feed your body, whether it's water or food, or just listen to your body. Your body knows, and it's about your natural intuition as well. To follow your natural intuition, take a deep look into your subconscious. I think an opportunity is going to arrive by the end of the week. It's going to bring abundance in all areas of your life, financial, even relationships, and your reputation, your career. Will be on the rise by the end of the week if you can really be true to yourself and really just be honest with yourself. You don't have to impress others in your life. If you have to impress others, then you're not being your authentic self. So be your authentic self with others and with yourself, and don't sell yourself short. Probably you may be happy where you are now, but you probably want more, and don't sell yourself short that that's all you can attain. So just be honest with yourself. And like I said, it's all the element of water, I think, this week, which is definitely emotions, intuition, and subconscious. Now I can also mirror cards. So if I mirror the corners, it's the mask and the moon. And again, I said, if you what kind of face are you putting on to the world? Your reputation. By removing that mask, you're be seen for your true value and your true abilities. And that will remove that obstacle in the bottom left. And that's going to mirror the right with the finances. So removing this obstacle, it's probably an emotional obstacle. It's going to bring you to this opportunity that will bring success by the end of the week. Now, I also like to draw one tarot card and one oracle card to round up the reading. And I find that it usually ties back all the same messages in a different format. So for the tarot card, interesting enough, I got the Magician reversed. And when the Magician's in reversed, it ties in totally to this LeNormand spread. It's about reminding yourself to tune into your intuition so you don't miss an opportunity. If you're not ready for the opportunity, then you can't take advantage of it. The Magician is about manifesting everything. But if it's in reverse, you're not ready to manifest because you're not in touch with your intuition and what you want to manifest. So you need to get in touch with what you want to manifest this week. By doing all, like I said, even if it's sitting quiet in nature, if it's sitting quiet in a meditation, listening to your body, looking at your own reflections and seeing your own thoughts mirrored back to you, even that you're not aware of. And interesting enough, I love this oracle card that came up this week too for the animal totem. It's the swan spirit, and the message of on the card is take a deep dive. And the further message of the swan is like the swan, ducks his head in the water to get its food. It's about taking a deep plunge into your subconscious. Again, it's that same message. By taking that deep plunge into the waters of your subconscious, you'll gain further awareness and a greater awareness of where you are and where you want to go and what you can achieve if you put all your things in order emotionally. So that's what I'm getting this week is, really pay close attention to what your intuition and your natural intuition is telling you. Even just sit quietly in nature, listen to your body. I think an opportunity is coming if you're ready to take advantage of that opportunity. And it's also going to help your reputation when it comes to your career as well.
Thank you, Cindy. I also noticed that the swan and the fish are kind of the same pink color, and fish are the plenty and the abundance, plenty of fish in the sea. But the swan also has a very, like from my perspective as an astrologer, a Venusian aspect. Venus, a love, art, and beauty goddess, who I'll be talking about shortly. I mean, if I had to give her some animals, certainly I'd pick the swan as one of hers, Especially
Yes.
swans are kind of like divas of the, bird kingdom. And Venus is the goddess of flowers. And, the swan spirit card is like behind the feathers are these beautiful, open, gorgeous pink flowers. So it's almost like the promise of Venus is somehow eerily embedded in this particular spread. And, abundance and money luck are part of Venus's story. So I'm going to be almost saying similar things from a different perspective from the astrology. I just have one question, so if the magician is upside down and just happens to be lingering next to the two-faced mask, I mean, would that maybe imply that the true magic lies in being singular? Because in that mask card, the number 40 card in the Lenormand, it's actually three faces. It's two to the side and one in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it almost makes me think if you can go to the alignment of the center of who you really are, despite my role as a mom, my role as a sister, my role as a partner, my role as an employee, and really get into the core of you, maybe that's where that magician can flip. What do you think?
I agree. I agree totally. It's all about getting in touch with yourself. And like I said, really what your needs and wants are. You might think that something that you want isn't really what you want. So I think it's time to really figure out what you want to manifest. I think that's why the magician's upside down, because you're not clear exactly what you want to manifest. So I think this week it's important to figure that out.
Right. And then Venus, the swan spirit diving deep.
That's right. And swans are also known usually as, mates and relationships as well. So if this doesn't apply for a career, it could be, bode well for a relationship as well.
Sure, sure. And also, though, Venus, one of her questions that she asks us is, what do you love? What do you love?
Exactly. And if you don't know, then magician's upside down.
Yes, exactly. You have to go deeper and find the center face of the three faces of you. The three faces of Eve was an old book in the 70s or 60s about a woman with multiple personalities. So find the middle face. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing the cards. Thank you for that. Very in-depth presentation. And here I am again, Blind Faith Readings is joined with Lunatic Astrology, who just dyed her hair purple. And here we go, guys. I'm now Venus in Aquarius. So we're going to open up the astrology chart for this week. And I'm not going to belabor every little detail of the week. It's not all that much going on this week. We're kind of winding up for next week's big perfected Saturn-Uranus square. But right now, as I record this on February the 7th in Vancouver, Canada, I'm sharing a picture. I hope I am. Let me make sure I am sharing.
There you are, Lori.
Oh, good. I'm sharing a picture of the chart. So let me make it a little bit bigger in case it's too small. What I think is really fascinating about when Venus and Jupiter come together is that it happens not quite every 2 years, and it always, if you start to track those combinations, which goes back to like one of them was in November of 2019, another one was in January of 2019. One of them was back in 2017 February, and it's because of the retrograde motion of Venus that sometimes it's occurring more often. But the idea here is that you can go back and track in your own chart, when does Venus rendezvous with Jupiter in your own life, and you can tell a story about that pattern and ask yourself, well, what has it been like in the past? And a lot will depend on everyone's own natal Venus and Jupiter and what their natal dispositions are. Like, for example, my Venus natally is in Taurus, and she's dignified in my fourth house. And so often when she does stuff in the sky, she kind of acts with a similar dignity and a kind of preference for Taurus Venus preoccupations, no matter what sign she's in as she travels through the heavens. So Venus, this goddess of love, has caught up to Jupiter. And now, in some traditions of Vedic astrology, that's a planetary war. The two benefics are so close together, they're duking it out. I also like to think of it, though, as they're like combining their forces, and they may disagree now and then. But nonetheless, it's two positive planets sharing the same celestial space. And right now, Venus is not quite there. She's still at 7, and Jupiter on Sunday, February 7th, 2021, is at 11 degrees of the sign of Aquarius. But as the week progresses, you'll watch as they come together in the sky on February 11th. So I'm just going to move the chart forward. Oh, I meant to set it for clock, but this will do. And I will just fix that for us because I didn't set it for clock. So hold on, folks, while I just pull up the right chart. It is Mercury retrograde. This is the kind of thing where technical issues show up, where Lori didn't do it the right way this time. Recently used. Anyway, now it's easier to see. So there you see the two benefics, the good guys, Jupiter and Venus, sitting together at 12 degrees of Aquarius. So this is offering all of us some kind of opportune luck. Now, what you don't see in this chart is there's an asteroid named Ops, as an opportunity, optimism. It's the wife, okay, of Saturn. Her other name is Rhea. And she's known in the lore as kind of like the good guy. She saves her children from being devoured by Saturn, the dad. And particularly, she saves Zeus, who overthrows Saturn in later years. She can be a symbol of a happy ending or positive outcome after time of great difficulty, pain, and travail. Certainly, the whole world needs that with the pandemic story, that we've lived through in the last year. She also is, plenty and harvest and opportunity. She's associated with the Gaia energy, the Earth Mother. In fact, her mother was Gaia, and her father was a sky god, Uranus. So, she's often going to show up as a minor asteroid, touching something where we'll have a sense of earthly abundance, whether, that is more plenitude of things to eat, or just that the climate sort of subsides in some of its chaos. Sometimes I think the world climate is truly just a mirror of the collective psyche of humanity, that when we have huge hurricanes and the massive earthquakes, it's also us, like literally outpicturing our id, so as maybe we soothe our own id, our own inner demons and stuff, this Ops, opportunity, plenty, goddess of the earth energies, can help us. In each of your charts, it's going to occur in a different house, and that's, if you go to my YouTube channel, where hopefully you're watching this, you'll see the all signs Jupiter, Venus, where you can look for your own sign. But a couple of general principles about the two of them in this stellium. This is a stellium, which means it's an action-packed, assembly of planets in one place. This has not happened since 1962. So as Jupiter and Venus come together with this stellium, this is not a common combination. It's like they're now in the sky together with a gang of planets in a way that hasn't happened since 62. So we also know there's maybe something very special for the collective here. I also would think, bountiful plenty to do with Venus in Aquarius themes. She's catching up to Jupiter. He's neutral dignity in Aquarius. She's neutral dignity in Aquarius. But she's the one adding something to what he's slowly plodding through here. Jupiter is plodding through Aquarius in service to Saturn. Saturn is in dignity. He got here first. There he is. So he's trying to bring goodness, opportunity, a bounty, expansion, and positivity to rules, structures, coherence, integrity, forms. And like a mask mandate comes out at a national level, for instance, and Saturn would give us the mask mandate, then Jupiter would try to find ways to educate the public, because Jupiter's education, or to make the bitter taste sweet, to help people conform with some positivity and hope. As Venus connects to Jupiter, she's bringing what she cares about to the table. And in Aquarius, she cares about the group, the connectivity, the belonging. I've said this on more than one video. I think it's the theme song from the Coca-Cola song. I want to sing the world a song in perfect harmony. Something like apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. If you go watch that commercial, Google 1971 famous Coca-Cola commercial, you'll see that it has people of all nationalities and skin colors sort of singing in harmony, smiling with their Coca-Cola in hand. That she does care about that harmonious belonging, because she's a goddess of belonging, harmony, pleasure, kindness, peace. And now she's in the sign of groups of people. So it's very possible, despite how, say, for the United States, there's crazy political division and rhetoric, that we might see this week some breakthrough of conciliation, something that we wouldn't expect around the 11th of February, that gives us a sense of hope. Now, I'm not sure what that would look like. If we're talking politics, maybe a Venusian figure crosses the old aisle and makes some kind of grand alliance or statement of connectivity. Or if we're not talking politics and just the general world at large, Venus and Aquarius with Jupiter, we could see something blow out of the water, exciting and new in terms of developments to do with inventions, because Aquarian energy and Uranian energy is very much associated with Aquarius, and so the modern ruler of Aquarius. So what about a new invention that has to do with themes of Venus? Kindness and belonging, beauty, love, and art. A friend of mine just texted me now to check out the Oculus. Now, the Oculus is like putting on these like eyeglasses that you think you're in a virtual world, but designers have to create that virtual world. They have to create a whole scene for you to see with your eyes, and that's a form of art. So maybe there's going to be a breakthrough there. Maybe Oculus, 5.0, it hits the market, but it could be very full of excitement and sizzle and all of that good stuff. So we'll see what plays out, but just know in your own chart, there's some kind of, and don't forget love. She is the goddess of love, meeting with Jupiter, expanding love, greater love in your life, greater love in community, or love coming from a circle of friends. You might have a community you belong to, and suddenly out comes the love of your life in your belongingness community. So I belong to communities like communities of astrologers or communities of social media business experts and stuff. So find your potential breakthrough love story through some of these alliances and belonging groups that you come from or are belonging to. She is a money goddess. I do think the money markets are going to be really disrupted over the next year, financial markets, the equity markets, but there could be some kind of beacon of financial goodness or hope somehow showing up, even if it's just, the stimulus package, if it's still in debate within Congress in the United States. I don't know, in Canada, being passed finally for United States to support the population in this pandemic. So that could be a breakthrough development then as well. Now, even though there are minor other things happening, because Mercury is retrograde right now, although he already went there on November 30th and goes direct on the 21st, I'm not going to look at every aspect that's happening in the sky. I really just wanted to address one juicy one, but I will give you guys a little heads up, I guess, to really get ready for next week's big perfected Saturn square Uranus. Cindy and I will be talking about that in the next show that happens on February 17th, and it's the first of 3 perfect such squares during 2021. And so we're going to dig in from both the tarot side next week and also from the astrological side at some of the bigger consequences that might happen when the god of change and disruption and rebellion and freedom is squared by Saturn. Structure, form, and discipline, status quo, power, governmental power can often look like a Saturnian force. And of course, rebellion and upheaval and disruption can be Uranus. It also could look like currency and stock market chaos as well. All right, that's my take on that. Any thoughts, Cindy?
Listening to what you said, I think that the swan spirit totem could represent love as well for the relationship, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just thinking that this week that we're covering also is going to include the 14th, right? Which is Valentine's Day, which is the love day.
So yeah, get ready for an unexpected Valentine's gift from somebody in your mailbox or a love letter in your email box, okay? And with Mercury retrograde, it's really possible. This is so cool to have purple hair, guys, but it's kind of getting greasy since my haircut 2 days ago. Um, Mercury retrograde would be an older love or somebody you've known before, popping up out of the blue or, reestablishing contact as well this week during Valentine's Day, especially if that love story, Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, comes from a group of belonging or a connection of belonging in some ways. So if you make contact with somebody in a community setting or even online community, in the past, maybe that person gets in touch with you this week to tell you, I got a crush on you. You're my Valentine. I'll let you guys know if that happens. I'm single. Anybody?
It's the mask revealed.
Yes. Anybody? Yes. Yes. The guy takes off the mask or the girl takes off the mask.
Yeah.
So if anybody's single out there, yeah, this could also be a hugely exciting time for a new relationship. There's no doubt about it. A new reveal on relationship. All right, Sin, I think we did it. Yes, my sister Cindy biologically, so I always call her Sin. We are going to finish up now, and this is the beginning of a weekly show every Sunday, and we might go live eventually on YouTube. We're just starting out to practice and see how we groove together on this. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned next Sunday while we really dig into what's going to be an amazing, if not intense week from the 14th to the 21st of February. Thanks for being here, Cindy.
Thanks.
And a last note, check the description box below for blind faith readings where you can get a half price reading for the year ahead with my sister Cindy Lee. Okay, guys, thanks very much.